Reasons why most people are broke. I am broke might be a saying that you hear really often from yourself and others. Becoming wealthy and achieving financial independence, these are both things that many of us want for ourselves when we dream about our futures. The reality is, many will never realize their dreams of becoming financially independent, but the reason is not because they can't. Anyone who has the right mindset and can take the actions can make it happen. However, most people behave in ways that don't help them on their journey to financial independence. They often do the opposite without even realizing it. They keep sabotaging their financial futures, making sure that they will stay broke forever. It is very important to understand that building wealth isn't about being lucky. It doesn't just happen to you one day. Building wealth comes down to hard work, planning, consistency, and discipline. It is also important to maintain good money management skills every day to stay on track, no matter your current financial situation or how much you currently earn. It can be done with any salary. But to first break the cycle of being broke, you will have to start being aware of your behaviors and habits holding you back from building wealth. They don't have clearly defined financial goals. Financial goals are the starting point for every action you can take with your money. In other words, when you have set financial goals in your life, you are guiding your future financial decisions to reach those goals. The financial goals will give you a financial direction and a sense of purpose with your money. And if you didn't have them, then your financial life would lack accountability. An example can be that if you decide you want to save $5,000 this year, you have to sit down and measure every spending decision you make each day and ask yourself the following question. Will this decision help or hinder my efforts to save $5,000? For many, a simple question like that can be the difference between impulse spending and saving money. Actually, that simple question might be the difference between being broke or wealthy if you add it up long term. Good examples of financial achievement goals. Save enough money to pay cash for your next car, phone, TV, and vacation. Don't take loans for depreciating assets. Create an emergency fund with 6 months of expenses. Prepare for the unforeseen. Get out of credit card debt. Get out of bad debt as fast as possible. Good examples of financial habit goals. Save 10% of your income every month. Read at least one book on personal finance every half a year and introduce a new suggestion. Log your expenses every night before bed to keep track of them. Invest at least 10% of your income besides retirement every month. They don't have a budget. One of the big reasons that most people are broke is simply because they don't follow a budget in their daily life. According to a study by the US Bank, only 41% of Americans follow a budget. When you don't follow a budget, how should you then know when you are spending more than you are earning? In general, budgeting is setting up a plan for your money, where you keep track of them and analyze your spending habits to see if you actually follow your plan. Budgeting is the fundamentals for reaching your financial goals. They don't track their spending. To be able to pay off debt, save money, invest or travel, you will need to make a plan for your money, otherwise you won't have enough for any of it. The best way to do this is by learning how to make a budget. A budget is not only for keeping track of your expenses and making sure that your expenses are lower than your income. A budget is also for allocating some of your money to things that give your life purpose. If you like to travel, then it is important to allocate some of the money each time you get paid to make sure that you have enough money for when you want to go on a trip. If you ever had the thought that you don't know where all of your money went and end up living just waiting for your next paycheck to be able to pay more, then the first step is to start tracking your spendings. All the wealthy people out there who want to keep being wealthy have budgets. They all have plans for what they need to do with their money. An example of not budgeting can be lottery winners who suddenly get really wealthy, but if they don't make a plan for their money, then after some time they will go back broke. And if all the wealthy people choose to make a budget, then it is because it works. In general, the goal is to gain control of your money. They carry credit card debt. I believe in today's world everybody knows that credit card debt is bad. Not only because of the high interest rates, but also because it will add an extra complex layer to your expenses on understanding how the interest rates works. It is also very easy to just use the credit card without thinking much more about it. For most people, the interest rates are so high that if you don't make a special effort to actually remove them, then you will sit in credit card debt for the rest of your life. If you want to be financially successful, then credit card debt will be your worst enemy and the one you will have to avoid at all costs. They spend more than they earn. This is probably the biggest reason why some people stay broke, because they don't budget and track their spendings. When you spend more than you earn, you need to take some money from your savings, and if you don't have any savings, you will have to take on debt to be able to keep up with your spendings. When you have to take on debt, you will always feel like you are running out of money. To solve this, you will have to start budgeting and tracking how much money you are actually using. There are multiple great ways to make a budget, and they are not all similar, as we all work in various ways. You will have to find the one that fits you the best. They borrow money to purchase depreciating assets. When you are not planning ahead for what you are going to buy in the future, then you will probably start to borrow money in case you have to buy something big. Most of these items are depreciating assets, which will fall in value over time. For every time you do this, you will have to add a bit to your debt, which you will have to pay back with a high interest, which means that you will have to pay more for the item overall compared to if you just saved the money beforehand and bought it with cash. The best thing you can do here is to start creating a plan for what you want to buy in the future and start putting money aside for it. It will make it possible to buy more items as you will pay less overall. They don't prepare for emergencies. According to a Federal Reserve Board study from 2018, then nearly 1/3 of US households have less than $400 in their emergency account and would need to sell something or borrow money in case an emergency happened. For me, this would be a major problem because a home, car or medical emergency all quickly cost more than $400. Just a little bad luck and suddenly you would be in debt, which would be hard to get out of again. This shows that if you don't prepare for a financial emergency, then you will set yourself up for a financial disaster that is just waiting to happen. They don't invest consistently. A lot of people think they can't invest because they don't have any money, or they make excuses why investing is a bad idea, like investing is gambling or too complicated. The best thing you can do is to drop those excuses and start investing. Investing is the way you put your hard-earned money to work for you and make them earn you more money and slowly build your wealth. Due to the compounding effect, then will be better for you the earlier you can start, but it is never too late to start. You can always gain the benefits of investing. In general, the saying is that the best time to start investing is yesterday, and the second best time is today. They spend before they save. A big mistake a lot of people make is that they believe that they will have money left for savings at the end of the month. But for many people, they will have used them all and will say, I will start next month. If you want to build some wealth, then you have to start saving some money. A lot of people believe that they will have to earn more money to be able to save them. But that is not necessarily right. You might as well start right now, as it more comes down to building habits and staying consistent with them. Try to figure out how you can save some money and then make it a habit to put that money aside right after you have received your paycheck, even before you pay your bills. This will start to form a habit for you, which you can do consistently with every paycheck. It doesn't have to be a lot of money in the beginning, it could be $5 or $10. The important part is just to build the habit so you get used to it. Then after you have gotten used to it, then you can start to increase the amount. The habit is easier to control if you don't get tempted by the amount of money in the beginning. My name is Daniel and I'm here to help people with personal finance. So if you're interested in more topics like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you will be notified when we release a new video, which might help you on your journey.